And week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, also known as the United Snakes of America, right? Flatline. Flatline in black, right? This thing is over. We're going home. So don't say nothing. Somebody ask you, be wary. That's the time we're in. All right, we're this close to the famine. Many famines. Plural. Famines, plural. Okay. Anyway, we're the Hebrew Israelites coming week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, right? Wake up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, the people under the sign, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Speckled Bird. All right, get you to repent, acknowledge your offense, pray for forgiveness, and get back in order, right? And that's what we do here at this camp. We teach you the name and teach you to repent, acknowledge your offense, get back in order, and start praying because it's absolutely no time left. And if you receive this gift in this 11th hour, whoo, lucky you. All right, anyway, we face the east. Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Call Kadash. Double honors to the other apostles and other bishops of Great Millstone. Even the elders that came before them, the tithes is true. Shalom and salutations, all the brothers are pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. All right, shalom, 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 shalom. Anyway, shut the fuck up and be humble. Humble your way out of this thing. Only speak when you have to. When somebody asks you a question, be ready to give an answer. But guess what? Before you give that answer, you got to scrutinize, because you ain't got to, tell nobody nothing, right? And what you got to do is you got to get good, right? You got to get good at discerning who deserves these pearls. Because casting them, we ain't casting no more pearls. Matter of fact, let me look this up. What is it? I just forgot. Anyway, people just don't, deserve a response at this. The Most High putting a cold spirit on us, man, and I ain't got shit to say to nobody. And my response to anyone is basically go fuck yourself. But our job is to warn the people. So, okay, let me get that. So bear with me while I get this. Be ready to give an answer. I see those twos in 12:22. So, bear with me. I have to link this thing up real quick. See if it's linked. Looks like it is. Let's see if I can go to be ready to give an answer, right? But yeah, you got to be ready to give an answer, right? Well, guess what? Fuck you. Because there's more on it. That's just like a nigga will come up to you and say, let no man despise you. First of all, it has nothing to do with that. And you're being a nigga, but there's more on the back of that, right? Let no man despise you. The niggas just stop right there using the precept wrong, right? Breaking it down wrong, using it in the wrong space, and not reading on to see what it actually means, right? Same case right here. Be ready. So I'm about to forget it again. Be ready. To give an answer. To be ready to give an answer, but what else? 1 Peter 3:15. hell was that? Right. Okay. Now see, there's a specific. Let me go into that. Slocky, bear with me. What is this? I've never seen this before. I'm gonna click into it. Hold on, because this is in Bible Hub, and I want to see. Is this commentary? Slocky. No. Oh, look at this. Okay, so let's read this. All right. Let's read in the 1 Peter 3 and 15 in the King James. But sanctify the Lord power in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear. Okay? So there's a lot in there. When Vocab Malone walks up, right, are you to be ready to give him an answer? Because here's the rest of it. To every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you. Why? What is this hope that you have? Why? Can you give me a reason for the hope that you have? I'll give you an answer to that question. But why y'all hate the white man? I don't have to answer that. Do I? Let's read more. This is the NIV. 1 Peter 3 and 15 in the NIV. But in your hearts revere Hamashiach as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect. NLT. Instead, you must worship Hamashiach as the Lord of your life. And if someone asks you about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it. If someone asks you about what? Your hope as a believer, not why does a woman have to be silent in the church? Why a woman can? I don't have to answer that. See, I don't have to answer shit. Here's what I got to answer. What is this hope? Why are you guys out here? What makes you come out here? Every week I see you out here and you haven't stopped. Where does that come from? That's what you answer. It says it right here. But you don't have to answer a fucking stupid question. It says that somewhere else. Answer not a man. Let's look that. Okay? Because where am I going? Where am I going with? I don't have to say shit to you. I be out on the highways and the byways, preaching the word. I don't have to respond to vocab. I don't have to say shit to nobody. What I got to do is watch you die in this fire, because you're a whore, and the punishment, the judgment for a piece of shit whore, she got to be burned like a witch. Okay, and that's what, it is what it is. All right, so English Standard Version, but in your hearts honor Hamashiach, the Lord, as holy, separate, always being prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you, yet do it with gentleness and respect. See? So you got to kind of go in and ferret out what this precept is actually saying, because people just blow through it. Oh no, you gotta deal with me. No, I don't have to say shit to you. See? Answer not a manslaughter. Let's go to the other one. Answer not a man. Is that in the Apocrypha? Huh? Answer not. So what? See, there's more to answer not a fool, according. This is a damn fool. I don't have to answer you, vocab. You're a damn fool. I already know. Oh, but I'm asking you this now. I'm asking you, why do you have... I'm like, fuck you. I don't have to answer shit from you, punk bitch. I know who you are. Plus, I have instructions to call the cops on your dumb ass. How about that? See, it goes further than that. And, I mean, we should have the skills right now, right, to what? Defend the gospel first, but then discern, right, who you show these pearls to. We're not casting them before no demons that gotta jump into a pig, right, just to survive out here. Proverbs 26:4. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. In the NLT. Don't answer the foolish arguments of a fool, or you will become as foolish as they are. So, by using discernment between those two precepts, right? I don't have to answer. You know what? I perceive that thou art a fool, so I don't have to say shit to you. Vocab, I perceive that thou art a fool. And why you say that? Because I've seen you for years being a damn fool out here, right? Only a damn fool would scoff the camp. Unless that's your lot in life, okay? You got to scoff the camp. Let me find one that comes straight out. Woo! Amplified Bible. Do not answer nor pretend to agree with the frivolous comments of a closed-minded fool according to his folly. Otherwise, you, even you, will be like him. I like that. Do not answer nor pretend to agree with the frivolous comments of a closed-minded fool. Vocabulary. This dude is famous in Israel for what? Scoffing camp. That's a damn fool. Well, you never met. All I got to do is look at this motherfucker on the internet. Only a damn fool will come up against the mouthpiece of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. You just have no wisdom, discernment, no knowledge. So, what are we saying here? Don't let somebody punk you into a confrontation. Hey, balance, right? Use balance as you artfully dodge a hater. He gonna try to, push your buttons. That's what he's there for. At this point, you should be, right, adept. You should be adept enough to control the course of the camp and be able to ward off, if you will, a Malonite, if you will. And I mean, it's going to look crazy on the film, but guess what? We don't have to say shit at this point, okay? Unless you can perceive that is a person who is of the hopeful elect, and they're acting the way that it says right here. You don't show somebody, right? Let's go back. You don't show somebody gentleness and respect. It says, but do this with gentleness. If somebody's not showing you gentleness and respect, somebody comes in talking out the side of their mouth and being a shithead while they offer you pizza, as though you. Here it is. We done been out here doing this as long as we have. We can't see through your fucking demonic ass and know what you're up to. Of course we can. But we're in the time now that, you know how close we are to the famine of the word? Or the famine of food and water? Somebody just said something about, oh, well, they're shutting down the government again. So they could shut down the government. Oh, well, we only pushed it back 2 weeks. They could come up with anything at any time and jack you all the way up, and that's what they have planned, right? So how we disseminate this information moving forward could be, you know, hazardous. It could be detrimental to, because you know who's coming up to the camp now? Spies. The N-Dub coming up to try to provoke you, like I saw in that thing the other day, right? What's coming from here, right? Well, we know provocation is coming, all right? Provocation is coming. We haven't got pulled off the street quite yet, right? But you could tell, right? You can tell. See, people right now, they got questions. They're still in the angry phase. Oh, I'm angry. And then they're, oh, well, let's take to the street. Let's rally everybody. Let's all come together. What do you mean we're not coming together? See, now that Esau's in trouble, he's like this. Oh shit, we need these niggas' help. So let's go. And niggas are like this. Oh, we was waiting for you to try to rally us. The answer is a hell fucking no. Esau is not ready for that. So in his rage, as soon as we say no, we are not doing shit, then he can turn around and say, I'm gonna kill you then, nigger. Then I'm gonna kill you then, nigger. And we're in that time right now. So, even saying, I'm not gonna run out there and do this shit with you. No, hell no, fuck you, I'm not doing shit with you. You gotta be wise. You gotta use wisdom about how you say that. Okay? So, how do you do that? How do you tell a maniac whose life is at stake, he knows, oh, I'm going down, goddammit, we gotta put up this last fight. Come on, nigger. Let's do this, right? How do you tell this motherfucker no? Knowing he can turn around and shoot you. You gotta humbly decline, right? Step back, humbly, you know what, I'm good, and bye. Don't make this devil mad. They turn around and take you out for not helping him. That's when you show some respect and what does it say? But do this with gentleness and respect. I'm not gonna answer your question, right? Because you're not gonna understand it anyway. You know. So let us just agree to disagree. I'm probably not gonna go fight. Right? So you gotta humble your way to the loading zone, to the LZ, the landing zone, right? Where we will get picked up, we get beamed up. You gotta humble your way out to that plateau, to that zone, because you will be being hunted, right? Agree with your adversary quickly, right? Be at peace with all men, right? Be humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, right? But if somebody asks you with respect and is actually inquiring, hey man, where do you get that that knowledge, wisdom, and knowledge? What is that? Where did you learn how to be so calm? That's when you have to answer. When somebody is being sincere, first of all, they could be of the hopeful elect. So that's when you deal, right? Especially now, because it could be a setup day. You have to discern. It could be what appears to be an Edomite. You got to discern, right? Could be a spy. You got to discern, right? Because this nigga is gonna present himself as an angel of light. You got to make some spiritual discernment call as to whether you divulge information to someone who could be a potential spy. So basically, you got to walk in the spirit. You have to be guarded with this information, right? Why? Because of the time that it's not what it was, 10 years ago, right? The way you move, henceforth, you have to be circumspect. Let's get that. Be ye. Sir. Be circumspect. Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as what? So everything that we learn, right? I've been doing, hey, whatever you've been doing, you better be doing to the umpteenth degree, moving forward. We're in a different phase. You have to pay attention at a different level. You have to know what phase we're in. You got to know what time we're in and move accordingly. All right? Hey, we're about to receive spiritual power. You got to guard that. You got to Clark Kent until it's time to fly. You got to Clark Kent until it's time to fly. Don't, there's only so much you can do, but you don't run around with a target on your back saying, hey, look at these friends, the whole thing. It's almost time to go undercover. What does it mean, the famine of the word? That's not undercover? It absolutely is. Anyway. Let's get the famine of the word. Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua. And how will that happen? The Most High, we're going to hear the word come from the elder apostle Tahar. Okay, the street ministry is over. Don't go out no more. Right? And that's going to be shocking. Right? Because some of us jumped when we heard the elder apostle, like in '08, get your ass out there. I was like, get your ass out there. I was like, oh shit. Yo, get your ass out there. What you doing? Right? I was like, oh shit, what the hell? Get your ass out there. And do what? Right? You make that dang sign, right? You make the sign, you get out there and you go figure it out, right? And that was so long ago. What do you mean don't go back out there? Right? It's gonna be shocking. Right? I did something, had this community service bid. Took 6 fucking months, man. And I went from, doing what it is that I do, right? To being enslaved. And was taken completely aback. That shit went on for a whole 6 months. Took a patch out of my ass and the whole thing. And then it came time, right, where it was over. And I'm in the first week of that, and it's just the most enormous thing. It's the most enormous weight taken off of my shoulders, right? I went from damn near being a free man, and I'm speaking metaphorically, to suddenly I'm in slavery, motherfucking, and it wasn't that bad, but the Most High will push you to your limit. And I thought that was what was going on. I felt like I had to do it. I'm sure that I could have went and did 2 weeks in jail, but wound up doing 6 months of, manual labor. And I'm too old for that shit. Right? Anyway, when I went to the services, it was only 2 years. Well, shit, I just did a quarter of that. That's 6 months. Shit. And I know, right, beyond the shadow of a doubt, what was being done. I know that the Most High was preparing me. Well, I asked for strength and I asked for endurance. Oh, well, here you go. Here's 6 months of fucking hard labor that you don't get a dime for. And of course, you got to be careful what you pray for and how you ask for it. But you can best believe it's not going to be no damn cakewalk when it's coming through. Why? To prepare you for that fiery furnace. Well, there's no harm, no foul, but when we get called off that street, right, it's going to be bittersweet. I'll put it that way. It'll be bittersweet. That used to be the hardest thing ever. When we first started doing the work, right? Because people don't understand that there's an energy element. They say that, after the spirit moves through you, your body is spent, right? So when you're up there, pushing the word, shit, it used to be like 3.5 hours, which some brothers still do now, right? Which is incredible. It's incredible. Even the elder apostles, to be able to stand up for 2 straight hours over the age of 60 is incredible, right? So if I only go an hour, then, more than just old age. But anyway, yeah, it'll be bittersweet. But that's coming, right? I remember, what is still part of my prayer is I forget the brother's name up there in D.C., the one that does the Hebrew prayers, Monaghan, the elder Monaghan did a prayer about Jacob's trouble, right? Uh, uh, what is it? Deliver me from Jacob's trouble. The hour of temptation, Salakia. Deliver me from the hour of temptation. And it was so long ago when he brought that out, I remember. Right? But what I did, shoot, it had to be at least 10 years ago. It had to be at least 10 years ago, or close to it. But it's a hour of temptation prayer. And I remember making it a point to make that part of my daily prayer. It's of course it's in the ancient Hebrew, in the Lashon Kodash. That's what he does. He brings out prayers in the Lashon. He makes up little prayers in the Lashon Kodash. And I thought that one was one that I should make part of my daily prayer. And I said it this morning, right? But it has to do with the hour of temptation. And when I decided to make that a part of my daily prayer, right? It was so long ago, right? And you think, I thought back then, I'm like, of course, well, shoot, eventually one day, when that shit gets close, right, it'll really mean something, and it'll come to, I'll say to myself, wow, we're getting close to the hour of temptation, and I'm still saying this prayer. Well, guess what? We're here. We're here. Somebody made somebody made a lesson the other day, and the name of the lesson was how close we are to the hour of temptation. Anyway, let's get that. Hour of temptation is Revelation 3. And what is the hour of temptation? Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. The hour of temptation is when they are manually forcing, making it mandatory, so like it, mandatorily forcing the C-hip or the MOTB, the mark of the beast. The C-hip, the microchip, forcing you to take it. That's the hour of temptation. How close are we to that? We're pretty close. All right. Salakia, bear with me for a minute. All right, Salakia. Anyway. Revelation 3. It's a lot. Revelation 13:16. See, because let's just get to the crux of the whole situation. Revelation 13:16, and he causeth all both small and rich. It's a lot. And he causeth all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So it's showdown time, right? We've always known who was right, but now we get to see the back foot twist and wiggle from these other camps that have sold out, right? And that's just the time that we're in. We knew that this time would come, right? We knew that this time would come. We're here. We're here, man. Playtime is over, whatever that means. See, what is playtime is over? What does that mean to IUIC? What does that mean to ISUPK? What does that mean to those kids? The Watchmen, for all the fun of cutting and the show and the numbers and the views and the bloodbaths and all of that bullshit is now over. It don't mean shit now. Now it's put up or cut up. You're gonna get cut the fuck up. Oh, I cut you again soon. Session and yeah. No, Esau's coming with real swords now. You took the little weapons to camp. You did all the dumb shit, the staffs, and you made a spectacle. Now it's time to stand up and fight like warriors. And see, warriors, they don't play games. They don't play dress up. Right? Warriors cry because they're so passionate about their sport. You know what their sport is? War. You got niggas out, general, captain, all that shit, right? And you are not about no war. We don't hate the white. You guys are a bunch of fucking bitches, man. Here it is. It's time to go die like a man. You motherfuckers are running like bitches. It's time to go die like a man. What is the message of Yahushua? Go die like a man. You motherfuckers are running like bitches. No cowards. All cowards and bitches. It's time to die like a man. See, bravado and all of that bullshit? No. When it's time to die like a man, show me your bravado then. Not, I need my flowers now. You niggas want your flowers now. Fuck some flowers. And fuck living in this bitch right here. What? See, now that the truth is coming up, here's what you've been living the whole time. You've been living under these goddamn devils, doing what they want you to do, and it's completely wicked. And you don't even know the degree of the wickedness that they got you in, right? You even like it and want to go back and want to stay in Egypt. Who? Start with Nate. You niggas know better. The home of the truth, ISUP. You niggas are clowns, man. You bring cameras up into the inner sanctum of all this bullshit. You motherfuckers are playing games. And now here comes the devil. Knowing every square inch of your layout. How stupid do you gotta be to let these motherfuckers map out, right? Everything. You know, bring a spy up in there and let him turn the camera. Only a spy who's working with a spy would do some stupid shit like that. Here it is, be ye circumspect. What are you niggas doing? You're setting us up is what you're doing, and is very easy to see. And what? You got a spot in a bunker? Oh, they're going to leave you alone? What about the missiles? What about the fire? Are you thinking about any of that? Here it is. The world is staring at World War III, which culminates in nuclear fire. You know that, but you're running from this motherfucking devil. As early as this weekend, they could drop a nuke. They're talking about it right now. Getting a nuclear war started this weekend. They're talking about it right now. That's on the table right now. Let's get it. I'm going to find something on fucking YouTube that these motherfuckers are talking about dropping a nuke on Iran this weekend. The motherfuckers are out shopping, right? Like everything is all good. U.S. might nuke Iran this weekend. U.S. could. U.S. Watch it just jump up. U.S. Could attack. Oh, nuke. Nuke. That's crazy. Listen to the language. Nuke. Iran. This weekend. And there's a headline out there like that. I know it. Watch. What weekend? What this weekend, nigga? Watch. What one the hell do you think that they're talking? U.S. should? I didn't say should. No. I said could. U.S. could attack Iran this weekend 7 months ago. One day. Trump warns very traumatic for Iran if no whatever. One day. Israel isn't the only nation with nukes in the Middle East. Duh. 2 weeks. How Iran could strike back. U.S. Israel versus Iran breaking Trump orders. Who said that the other day? Very traumatic. Who said that? It was Wilkerson. Was it Wilkerson? I'm gonna get it. Let's see. Trump says Iran wants a nuclear deal. Iran strikes Israel following week. That's 7 months ago. 7 months. See, they're being very careful with this language. So it's not jumping out. That's a good thing, but I heard it very clearly. Nuclear panic. Iran to nuke the U.S. was just 3 weeks. I'm talking about now, this weekend. Okay, I'm going to try to find what I heard. Let's see. You all. I think it was Colonel Wilkerson talking with the judge. Let me try to find that. That'd be yesterday. It's Judge Knapp. bear with me. We are Gina, Nina. It had to be the judge. Wilkerson, Napolitano. So I'm let's watch it.
Security system. It protects my devices, my identity, and even keeps track of my passwords all in one place. It's real-time protection, so I know Webroot is always working in the background, keeping me and my family safe while we're online. I don't have to worry about what they're clicking on or if my personal...
Okay, so I'm gonna flip through this.
Undeclared wars are commonplace. Tragically, our government engages in preemptive war.
And I expect you'll agree on the planet today. Chris, cut number 2.
President Putin has repeatedly said, no, we are not refusing to use the dollar. Under Biden, the U.S. has done everything to turn the dollar into a weapon.
So this is Lavrov. Let me see. I don't think that's what I want, so hold on. I want Wilkerson to say that they're going in to drop a nuke.
Means IMF, everything that flowed out of Bretton Woods is salacious. It's punishing. It's vengefulness. And he's talking about sanctions there, of course. And I want to have, he gives 5 must-dos and 5 must-not-dos to keep his system righteous. In short, he wants his system, financial system, once it takes over, to be based on development, not on punishment, not on sanctions, not on doing this and doing that, which are really acts of war, if you look at the rules of war. I mean, Iran is perfectly within its right to attack Israel right now, or to attack the United States. So is Cuba. They don't, because they don't have the power and they don't want a war. But they have the right under international law, because these things we are doing are acts of war. When Scott Bessent gets up there and preaches on the TV and tells everybody he's punished the Iranians, what he's saying is, I'm killing children. I'm taking food off their table, and so forth. That's what G is saying inspired him to do what he is now going to do, because this system that we have instructed and that we use and force on others is poisonous.
Before we transition to your analysis of what is likely to happen if the United States attacks, my friend and former Fox colleague Rick Sanchez, now at Russia Today, just completed an interview with Iranian President Pezeshkian.
So what I'm looking for where they start discussing nuclear weapons.
A couple of lines in there that are very telling for our conversation. This is just about half a minute long. Chris?
I need Mr. Trump to tell you personally that, since he's the one who broke the promise last time.
We need a guarantee. We need an objective guarantee that the same scenario is not going to be repeated, and the United States is not using force to resolve differences with others, or with Iran at least.
That's a fair point.
They tried it once last year and they failed. Iran's nuclear program cannot be bombed and destroyed, because it's a technology that we have developed by ourselves. So there is no solution but a diplomatic solution.
So that was the Iranian foreign minister. My bad, it wasn't the president, but very, very telling. They get it. They get it. We were on our way to a negotiation when the Israelis and the Americans began the bombing. We're not going to be fooled by that again.
I'm going to let this go.
Absolutely.
They're going to go right up to the nuke.
That wasn't.
They're going to go.
think. I think
So-
that's ridiculous.
I am
So if I'm not mistaken, they're going to speak their way in this conversation right up to nuclear this weekend. Okay, so let me see if this is.
Pezeshkian does not speak English. I've been in his company, but whomever it is, it's one of the two of them,
Maybe.
and it's profound, and it's an understanding of what happened, and a concern about what might happen.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with anything he said. I would,
And the point that I'm making is, how close are we to nukes? You understand? How close are we to nukes? If this is what they're talking about, and it could happen this weekend,
more forceful than he.
provided that
or
he
I
says
be.
that.
Maybe that was Arachi. He doesn't tend to be that forceful. It's a situation where you have two occasions to absolutely mistrust, whatever, this man in Washington. One, against international law, and even against, and they know our system pretty well, even against domestic law. That had the force of an executive agreement at minimum, and even I would say the force of a treaty once it at least got a majority of Congress on its side, or a treaty in being, if you will, or in making. Well, that's probably impossible to do, and will be just so costly in blood and treasure that you wouldn't want to do it. It's going to ruin his presidency. It's probably going to ruin everything about the Republicans in America for a decade or two. I want to say, ooh, bring it on. And that's weighing heavily on his mind because he's also got the indisputable influence of the key genocide maniac on the face of the earth in his face every day, with probably bribes brought on by Miriam and others. And also, I'm increasingly of a mind, Epstein files.
When you speak of the principal maniac on the face of the earth, you're talking about Prime Minister Netanyahu, with whom he met yesterday.
And probably is going to be closeted now for hours. I mean, this is a man that doesn't give up. He is either going to convince Trump to go, and I have no doubt that he'll use the nuclear option to convince him. If you don't come with me, I'll use a nuclear weapon.
Wow. What happens, in your view, if the United States and Israel begin a campaign much like the 12-day war in June, but longer?
One of my favorite parts of building the new home was
Slovakia.
picking all the selections. And that whole process was really interesting.
So,
As I've said before, I think Israel will cease to exist unless Netanyahu does turn to a nuclear weapon or two.
Wow. Do you think that Rubio, Hegseth, and the others, even General Dan Kane, have told that to the president?
okay, I'm going to back that up and let it play through one more time, because I think I missed the first time when they set up the whole nuclear option thing and they started discussing it. Listen to how nukes are being bandied about, even about this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. If he's trying to talk him in to going and attacking, the attack could happen this weekend. The other flotilla just got there, so it's all adding up. And right now, we're hearing Wilkerson say, and he's trying to force a nuclear option. So theoretically, nukes can happen this weekend. What would that do? If they dropped a pocket or what they call a tactical or whatever, you know, it changes everything. Not saying that immediately ICBMs, no. Nukes! Okay, let's listen to that one more time because this is very important. I think it was yesterday. I'll go back and look.
If you don't come with me, I'll use a nuclear weapon.
Listen to that.
That the Iranians will not back down, that even if he in 10 years, and it'll probably take that long, 1 million troops and $5 trillion and all the mess that goes along with that, if he marches from one end of the run to the other and destroys everything, roots out their nuclear program, roots out their ballistic missiles and everything else, first of all, that's probably impossible to do and will be just so costly in blood and treasure that you wouldn't want to do it. It's going to ruin his presidency. It's probably going to ruin everything about the Republicans in America for a decade or two. I want to say, ooh, bring it on. And that's weighing heavily on his mind because he's also got the indisputable influence of the key genocide maniac on the face of the earth in his face every day, with probably bribes brought on by Miriam and others. And also, I'm increasingly on the line, Epstein files.
When you speak of the principal maniac on the face of the earth, you're talking about Prime Minister Netanyahu, with whom he met yesterday.
And probably is going to be closeted now for hours. I mean, this is a man that doesn't give up. He is either going to convince Trump to go, and I have no doubt that he'll use the nuclear option to convince him. If you don't come with me, I'll use a nuclear weapon.
What happens, in your view, if the United States and Israel begin a campaign much like the 12-day war in June, but longer?
As I said before, I think Israel will cease to exist unless Netanyahu does turn to a nuclear weapon or two.
Wow.
Okay, so if the U.S. goes over there and attacks, what is Iran? Is it going to wipe Israel off the face of the earth with just missiles? Right? And then what? Then baby's going to launch a nuke. Okay? Could that happen this weekend? It could, but I doubt if it will. Right? I doubt if it will. Not yet, at least. Maybe next week. But here's the thing. Who's thinking who's measuring the time like that? Is anybody? We all know that, Slovakia, that the end comes with a nuclear exchange. How close are we? This is Colonel Wilkinson. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about? Of course he does. All right? That's a day or so ago. So how close are we to this? Right? Well, here, let's get this. Ezekiel. See, a motherfucker's not thinking like that. Oh, we got time, nigga. We got 10. What did they say? How many years? Oh, it ain't. We ain't. What them niggas say? 1,000 years or something stupid? Ezekiel Slot. Boy, you get mad, man. Ezekiel 3. Here's your warning, man. Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, I've made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. Here's your warning, man. Repent, therefore, and be converted. And I'm paraphrasing. You niggas need to repent. Why? Shit's happening. You're not even watching. You're not, right? I just played a video of a colonel saying that they could use nukes as early as this weekend. Who else is saying that? I don't hear nobody from IUIC saying that. Warning the people. You're not warning nobody. You're not measuring nothing. 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the earth, which he made. Hey, look, nigga, Yahushua coming back quick here. And how do we know? We're watching the sun. Look at confused rulers. Look at Nate. He's a confused ruler. Look at Yohana. He's a confused ruler. Look at Hakah. Look at Gorilla Hebrew. There's some confused rulers. Right? Rulers of booty. Right? And sex on the Sabbath. Anyway, Look at, you know, look at these Edomites that are running. The earth is given into their hand. What are they doing? Well, they're losing it. They're becoming more and more confounded by the day. So what does that mean? That means you need to be preparing for what comes next. What comes next? Pilgrimage. These niggas are not ready. But we got 1,000 years. We went and bought some land. No, it's time to go. We're out here in 6 months, Lord willing. You know what that's called? Hastening the day. And if you're not doing that, right? What manner of persons ought ye to be right now? Seeing this shit go down. You niggas ain't watching. How can you see anything go down? Okay? As old as some of you motherfuckers are still trying to do the same shit, the hell is wrong with you? Bunch of fucking pieces of shit. Live in a second class. And here it is, you're getting to see, right? How the rich live and how they done left you out of everything. But you want to continue on at the level that you're at right now, struggling, instead of having everything and dictating what's going on. Shalom. Zakar Kasad. Shalom. Anyway, just weird, you know. The whole thing is weird. Second Ezra 9:3. Therefore, when there shall be seen in the earth, Salat. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and the uproars of the people in the world, and in the NL, what is it? The GNT, it says confused rulers and I'm gonna have to get it. Something about the leaders being incompetent, right? So, and the point being made, we're here. Here we are. Niggas are losing their mind, right? Edomites are scared. And we've waited for this moment to see it, and why aren't people happy? Because you know that you took that bag, man. And now it's time, right? It's time for you to pay with that judgment. You can catch that judgment right now, right? You didn't think that this day was coming. And now, shoot. We ain't even, Jacob's trouble hasn't even kicked into high gear yet, right? You're supposed to be looking for and hasty. There's a question. What manner? Second Peter 3:1. Second Peter 3:9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. You niggas, right? Oh, the Lord is slack. He ain't coming. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. And here's the point. Seeing then that all these things should be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The missiles are almost here, and you niggas are acting like you don't see what the hell is going on. As early as this weekend, or maybe next weekend, the start of World War III. And then shit gets real tough. And you're not ready for the toughness. You're not ready for the wilderness. You're not ready for the pilgrimage. You're not ready for those things. But Lord willing, the men of Great Millstone, we are those men, the elect, the hopeful elect. And, you know, some of you are of the elect, and you're going to come. And we'll be able to discern, right, with spiritual integrity, who, you know, can come along. So, discern, because from the NW, who is on the front lines, like the brother brought out, to these spies within, you know, within the body, or not the body, but the community or whatever, right? Here come the 2/3 on the front line as well. Vocab, and flipped a couple of niggas. And now here, and people are scared now, right? So anyway, keep your eyes peeled, right? What manner of person ought you to be? You should be so ready. Why? Because you're talking about it all. Like, I can't wait for this, and I'm ready. That's what's called looking for and hasting. You can't wait to get out of here. I can't fucking wait to get out of here. 60 plus, right? Fuck this place. More of the same of this bullshit, fuck that. Ecclesiastes. And 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of men. Some of you niggas don't fear the Most High. Al-Azhar and all you phony heads of camps out there. You niggas don't fear the Most High. Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. All right? A, the beginning of wisdom, right, is the fear of the Most High. If you got that healthy fear of the Most High, you can be all right. A lot of you niggas ain't scared of nothing. I ain't scared of nothing. You're scared of everything. Right? It's going to be beautiful watching you niggas burn. So with that, we hope that the elect will edify your brothers and sisters. All right? Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim HaKadash. Shalom to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutation to all the brothers out pushing the word and truth in its sincerity, hopefully, tabernacle of David. Shalom.